Hey Bob, Keith Skiffington here, COO at Office Interiors in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I'm here today with Corey Porches, who's our marketing manager.
Yeah, so I look after all the inbound efforts here at Office Interiors. And a little birdie told me that you guys are looking for new candidates to get up on stage at Digital Sales and Marketing World 2020 and talk about their inbound journeys.
Probably wondering, Bob, why we're here in our Team Canada hockey jerseys and our hockey stick today. Well, as you know, hockey is a big part of the Canadian culture, and we're really proud in Halifax of the hockey players we've produced. For instance, Sidney Crosby from the Pittsburgh Penguins, Nathan MacKinnon from the Colorado Avalanche, and even Boston's bad boy Brad Marchand from right here in Halifax. We actually have our own hockey stick happening here at Office Interiors.
Yeah, so since starting to work with Impact, we've managed to grow our inbound traffic to our website from a little over 2,000 visitors a month to well over 10,000 visitors a month. And in the last year alone, we've generated over $1 million in inbound revenue.
Bob, you've made a big impact on our business. We'd like to host you up here to see so that you can see what we've done. Please come to Halifax.
All right, we're here in Halifax. Let's go meet them. Hi.
Hi.
I'm here to see Keith and Corey.
Sure, right up the stairs.
Thank you so much. All right. Keith, Corey.
Wow, that was quick.
So you guys wear that every day?
Well, it's Canada, eh? Every day that ends in a Y, we wear this.
Office Interiors, we founded on December 6th, 1991. Small business in the office furniture space only, and only in Halifax, really. Over time, grew to the other provinces, PEI and New Brunswick. And then in the late 90s, we got into the technology business, and we've continued to grow. In the early days, I'd go to a customer and say, I like you, I hope you like me, we need an advance on that deal so I can hit payroll tomorrow. Challenge I think we always had is you don't know what you don't know. It was very difficult to measure the investment that we made generally in marketing, specifically in our website. 4 or 5 years ago we made the decision to update our website, and we included HubSpot. Initially, when we got engaged with HubSpot, it was with an outside agency. I would say that we weren't sure what to expect, and so the expectations therefore were quite low, and the results were probably commensurate with that expectation. They were quite low. Keith and I were at a Best Practice Performance Group meeting. Marcus Sheraton was a guest speaker at that meeting, and Marcus talked about his book, They Ask You Answer. It certainly hit a chord with us. As a result of that, we got the book and we read it, and then we got engaged fairly shortly thereafter with Marcus.
Yeah, we tried to self-implement it. We found it was really difficult because we didn't understand the concepts behind how it would work. So once we tried that, we just thought, all right, we got to go down a different path if we're going to be serious about this, and that's when we got involved with Impact. We knew that video had to be a part of what we were doing, and we had to put a bunch of effort in to make sure that that was going to be our next initiative.
One of the benefits of bringing me on is that we've been able to do more videos in a shorter amount of time for the same budget, or even less. Companies like HubSpot, they're tracking how effective these videos are. So we're seeing that we're getting more leads, we're getting more inbound marketing from this. So it's great to see that I can use my creative skills to make informative videos, and there's visible results.
Having the chance to maybe speak to a broader audience I don't normally get in front of was pretty exciting. I think the learning curve for me and anyone else who volunteered was just getting used to how it felt being in front of a camera. And it's always helped with follow-up with clients when we're kind of exploring new products for them. They'll all look at a video, they won't necessarily read my emails. It makes our meetings so much more effective.
I started trying to take the They Ask You Answer philosophy and incorporate that into the blog articles we were selecting and writing. So that was the first step, and then we really quickly realized we need to learn how to do this better. We had been running a blog for years, but it wasn't terribly effective. Only 4% of our page views were actually views of the blog, and now after we've been working with Impact, 54% of all of our page views are views of the blog. And it's really night and day when you look at the quality of our writing before working with Impact and after. You wouldn't even be able to tell that it was the same authors. It was not until we started working with Impact that we learned how to actually write those articles in a way that people would actually read the whole article, people would be able to find it on Google and Google would appreciate it, how to structure it so that people could skim it, how to embed the keywords in it naturally. All that sort of science behind it was what we learned from Impact. Before we started with Impact, we had been, trying to self-implement inbound marketing, but we didn't really know what we were doing. So our website was getting like 2,000 visitors a month. We had, over the course of all of 2017, just before we started working with Impact, we had about 100 MQLs, which generated about $120,000 in revenue. 2 years later, last month, we had 14,000 visitors to the website. Last year, we did 150 marketing qualified leads and over $1 million in revenue. So not only have we grown the traffic and the revenue and the qualified leads, but those qualified leads are more qualified and more valuable than the earlier leads were. I'm gonna continue working with Impact because we still have more to learn. And ultimately, if in 2 years, everything they've taught us has created this much results, what will another year or two take us to?